Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the live Facebook. And it's such that tonight's focus is going to be on SmartRobie. And of course, I know some of our members are SmartRobie users. And of course, if you are SmartRobie users, tonight's session is actually dedicated for you guys. So we're going to touch base on how-to tutorial, plus some of the questions that the audience has posed to me earlier on, and how we're going to be looking into that. All right, let's get started, of course, right? And of those of you who are listening, and if you have any questions regard to SmartRobie, we can get on to it and try to answer them tonight, because this session tonight is dedicated to ask me anything on SmartRobie, including the buy and sell in here. Now, if you look at the market, okay, the agenda for tonight is using SmartRobie to give you an outlook. And some of the new things that we have in SmartRobie are the back-tested result for specific stocks, and also looking into the US market ETF, which we are doing a soft launch tonight. All right, so this ETF that we have on the US market will be amazing, because some of you can actually look into it and see how you can buy stocks that is on Green Pentagon using the ETF, and also on the audience FAQ on SmartRobie. And we'll be looking at SmartRobie stock trade idea too. Now, of course, Trade VSA is the first Malaysian digital investment advisor license holder. We are very proud of that one, and been awarded as such that SmartRobie now can provide buy and sell call. So let's take a look at the market today. What's happening to the Bursa? So I'm just going to bring in the site here, and just going to bring it up here. So we'll be looking into the market, and let me just sort of pen in here and make it nicely here. So this is for start, we want to go to the Bursa website here, because there's 4 stock exchange, Bursa US. So I'm just going to give you what I think of the Bursa. So I'll go into Robbie chat here and bring out the market. All right, it does looks like the market is, I have to re-log in again here. Okay, to get a fresh login. So we're going to look at Robbie chat, and look at the KLCI market now. So we're going to look at the chart, all right? Because we're going to look at the KLCI. So let me just show you what's the chart looking like. And this is the overall market that we see right now, okay? So let me just look to it and draw you some of the necessary screen that is important to do my observation. Now I gotta get that out. So all right, so this is what we have today. You can see, let me just move this to the side here, and we have a good support here, which is actually at 1640. So the 1640 cannot be broken, all right? But you can see today the bar has closes down, so we are testing on the bottom side, and also we are seeing the US side, which we're looking at on what we call a sell-off on the semiconductors. So the semiconductor is pushing it. We also have the uptrust. So those are 2 weaknesses that is coming down. So this is really pressing the market to go further down. Then we have the red pentagon that is already the first most of the market volatility, that the red pentagon, the market has to slightly to move further down in here. So all these are actually pointing to more downside. Now, if you want to go on a high note to really take the trade, then you need to see green pentagon. All right, so you need to depend on, we did have the spring here, you can see, right? But that spring was proven to be broken. All right, so once the spring is broken, what does that mean? It also means that weakness are setting in. So every time when we see springs are broken, that means the market is moving down. So all in all, these are still pointing to the KLCI moving downwards. Okay, I'm not that optimistic yet that this market can go higher. And also do take note, we have also foreign funds that is constantly still selling, not really buying right now. So this is where we are with the KLCI, still pointing to the downside. All right, so let's get out from here and we will look into the S&P 500. All right, so now we look at the S&P 500. Okay, let's look at the S&P. So with the S&P 500, I move my Bursa. We go over to the US side. Right, we go to the S&P 500, and again we're doing very similar. Okay, I'll bring the chart over here. So let me just repeat that again. So once you hit the US and you go into the US here, and you go to S&P 500, right, and you hit this chart, and that takes into a market. All right, so this is where we are. All right, so let me just make the screen bigger. So right now, what we have here is the S&P 500. What can you see right now on the S&P 500? Let me just get a clean chart first. Get this correctly. So what we have seen here is the green pentagon. All right, so that green pentagon started the trend to continue to go upward. We have spring here. Right now, take note, like the KLCI, that spring, which is a sign of weakness, it wasn't broken down. All right, you can see the market did not go further down. Instead, it spring up. So that's a really good. We have line change, and only yesterday, where we have the big semiconductor, that was this bar here, which was a sell-off. And I can tell you, this may begin the beginning of a downturn, because you got one, two, three, four, 5 bars up, then you have a red bar down. So that looks like a 2-bar reversal, double reversal. So with the double reversal, the markets continue to fall further. So, but of course, how much do we fall? We don't know yet. We still have to wait for the red pentagon. When we see a red pentagon like this, that will pretty much confirm. But it could be a reversal tonight. All we can know is the trend is still up. You can also see there are two, what we call the railway track. The 2 railway track is still tracking up, both on this line, and so only temporary weakness, maybe a pullback, but it does point the S&P 500 will have momentum to move higher. Okay, so we can see the momentum will definitely move higher from here onwards. So this is the S&P 500. Okay, so that's how we can analyze the chart from just using SmartRobie, that we don't even need to go to trading view for that one. All right, now what's new on the ETF? Now ETF is a very popular trade where you can buy a lot of the US chart here. So we have seen the US ETF becoming very, very popular, and definitely one of many of the local brokers, whether it's Rakuten, Mumu, they are promoting a lot on ETF. And so with this QR code, you can get of the list of the ETF, and this is the ETF list that you can see. Hopefully you can see. So we have AAK, AFK, BITO. Maybe I'll just make this bigger so you can see better too. All right, go to the file here, pull it up a bit. Yep, I think that's better, right? So from far you can see we have Africa Index, we have AG. These are all sorted out. All right, so if you hit this QR code, that will take you to a list. Okay, let me just show you which list I have here. I have this list. Okay, I'll bring it over. Right, so this is the list, and it will take you to this SmartRobie at the bot menu US ETF. So right now there's about, I close about 200 over ETFs sorted out in here. And of course, all you can do is just can use Control M, and you can look for Malaysia. Okay, and we have EWM Malaysia. Okay, so there is also semiconductor SIM. All right, or you can just type it in there. I'll show you how to do that. So let's go on to here, and we have to move to US, and what we do is, but you can't type ETF, because when you type ETF, a lot of stocks will probably come out. Okay, oh, you got ETF, EWM, and Netflix. Okay, so that's good, right? So let's look at Malaysia, see if I can get anything. Yep, EWM. Let's look at Singapore. Okay, there's nothing on Singapore. Okay, how about Hong Kong? Anything on Hong Kong? Okay, nothing on Hong Kong too. So we can use this list here, right? And let's look at some of the things. Semiconductors, okay? SME. Okay, you have TSM and NXPA. So semiconductor. So let's look at semiconductor here. Okay, so semiconductors it's not there, then we just type, we use this list over here then, all right? So you can type semiconductor, there is 4 SMH. All right, then we can see the chart in here. So we type SMH actually, all right? SMH for the semiconductors, right? And so here you can see using the stock chart and stock command, that tells you the SMH, which is a Van Eck semiconductor ETF. It is semi-strong, okay, being strong in here, strong trend mode going up, all right? And it has a win rate of 70%, all right? It has a win rate of 70%, which means we've done some back tested before since 17th of April going back to 2023, and 10 back tested trades so far. So you can hit that one, which I will also show you the chart here, and you could see from the market, right, which it did go higher in here. That's where the green pentagon, and we have the red pentagon finally, which of the sell-off. So usually when you get red pentagon, unless the market really follow through, which I think maybe, but no doubt the trend is still up in here, and but it does have support around 240. So that's a year. Another very popular ETF, I think many of you heard, is the S&P 500. All right, so the S&P 500 is SP 500. If I see I can find it there. Nope. Okay. So as I said before, this is just a soft launch that we are doing out. So we are still testing a lot of the features. So we can do VOO. All right, and let's take a look at the chart VOO from here onwards. Right, and you can see VOO gives is the S&P 500, which has still strong in blue trend zone, still in the green pentagon. All right, let's take a look at the chart here. So you can see this is the S&P 500. It did turn green pentagon on the 11th of September. All right, so that's 11th of September, and the market continued to go higher from here. So the trend is really bearing in here. And the last, let's also switch to 6 months trend, right, which was really spot on so far for the Pentagon guider in here. And since turning green pentagon, it has been uptrend for pretty much of the time here. All right, so a very good one for here. So those are two. Of course, there are others which also you can look into this chart. Let me just turn it off just now here, right? And there are many of the semiconductors in here. So use the QR code that's given so you can check through this list. There's also mode, right? And triple Q is also my favorite. All right, triple Q. And let me just bring up a triple Q here. So I type in the triple Q just now, QQQ, and that will take you. So stock chart, stock comment. And you can see it's only have 25% winning rate, so not so good with this. So you can see from here, because the winning rate is using 4.5%. So the market must go up 4.5% before we consider it as a win. All right, so because this chart is around 400, for it to go up 4%, very, very powerful, because triple Q usually only go up 1 year, about 20%. Okay, so you can see from here, that's why this explains the win rate is a bit lower. So look at the stock fundamental for triple Q. Okay, so you can look at the triple Q stock fundamentals, which actually refer to the ETF anyway, is to maintain the composition and weightage of the Nasdaq. The advisor adjusts from time to time. You can see top holding triple Q is Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Google, and costs. So these are the top 10 breakdown. So definitely you can look into them. And oh, sorry, let me just move this to a side here because I keep rotating the wrong one. My apologies. And you can see from here, then you can actually go to the individual stock chart. I can go to click on number 4, Avango. Then I go to stock chart, stock comment here. Then you can see Avango is much better. Broadcom, which have a 61.5%, and you can see Broadcom definitely why. Okay, this is a very interesting chart in here. I think we need to do some adjustment with this chart, right, going forward. Let's go back to 1 month. Yes, 1 month is slightly better, right? You can see it's $180 in here. Okay, Now, if you have any question you want to ask, let me know. Else, we're going to proceed with the our SmartRobie Ask Me Anything. All right. So let's get into our audience question. All right. First one is, how do you determine entry level for stocks? Okay. So we are using the Pentagon Guider. So the buy call and the sell call will come from the Pentagon Guider. So we go to the Bursa. All right. Let me just go to the Bursa. Bursa first. All right. So you go to Bursa and you go to the KLSE market. All right. Then we go over to Pentagon Guider. Okay. So Pentagon Guider, we have 11 stock buy call here. All right. So in this buy call, you can see we have MYEG, we have Maybank, Nestle, BIMB, Affin, United Plantation. Now keep in mind that the price are sorted by the so-called market cap, sorted by market cap. Then we have SDH, SD Gayatri, M Bank, so we got Finance, CIMB Bank, and Bursa. All right. Now Bursa, some of them look at the Pentagon Gate. All right. Like you can see here, Pentagon Gate is on the 11th, which means it turned Pentagon on the 11th. Right, because today is the 16th, so it actually turned. Now, Alliance Bank was just turned Pentagon on the 14th, which is on Monday. Today's Wednesday. So 2488. We can look at stock chart, stock comment, and stock chart, right? And we're going to look into the chart here. Keep in mind, this stock is only 28%. But remember, the KLCI, if we were to go higher, right, I think it's possible this market is. So you can see the market already started to move up the last 2 days. The finance is started to make back since then. No doubt the win rate is lower at 28%, right? But some of the big move that it actually has moved up quite a bit in here. Let's go to another list. Perhaps not too expensive is MYEG 0138. Okay, you can look at 0138 and you can see the stock chart, stock comment. No doubt this is a very good company. Yeah, it has 36.4% win rate, right? With the and you can see so far the last few days rotated bigger. Okay, and you can see the market in here turn green Pentagon on the 10, but with the upthrust, the strength has turned into weakness. So SOW, the market started to move back down again. Right, you can see here after sign of weakness, the market started to move back down. And then we have red Pentagon. Okay, so then the red Pentagon market started to move up. So no doubt you can see from here, market will probably congest sideways with the support at 0.9 cents here. All right, 0.9 cents. So that would probably take some time in here. As I said, overall, the KLCI is turning downwards. So that is a good evening, Nora. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. So we are covering SmartRobie tonight. So on the question just now, the entry point. The entry point is actually 1 or 2 bars. As I said before, you enter 1 or 2 bars after the Pentagon Guider. And just now, we were looking at BIMB. No, is it ABMB? Okay. Is it ABMB? Alliance Bank is what? Okay, ABMB. Okay. So ABMB. ABMB. Okay. So ABMB. Okay, let's look into that. ABMB also have very low rate, and let's take a look at the chart now. All right, so we say that the entry is a bar after the green Pentagon. So you can see from here, okay, you can see from here, this bar is the green Pentagon, so you can enter the next day. So you would be already in the money. Okay, you'll be already in the money, and that's how we want our members to go in immediately after the green Pentagon. Don't take my word for it. Later I'm going to show you some of the back tested results that we have so far. All right. Okay, let's go on to next. We have here, bring back the, so immediately the next part, that's your entry. Or you can look into the trading plan, which eventually we will alter with the buy call. If there's a buy call for the stock, then you definitely see all the buy call replacing the trading plan that you see here. So this is something that we'll be doing since we've been awarded the license from the SE. So we're going to be changing this chart in here to have a buy call. Will make it much easier for everybody. Now, second question that I got from the audience: how can I customize my Pentagon guided setting to match my risk tolerance and trading strategy? Now, the way to do that is, first of all, is your time frame. How long that you want to be. Now, no doubt, the Pentagon guided generally are for trading purposes. But if you have a longer time frame, you can switch to a weekly version. We don't have the weekly version, but it's available on the VSA 360 in there. Something you want to consider upgrading. And also, depending on the level, all right? Now, if you are a beginner, as I said before, generally your risk tolerance may not be high, and generally you don't want to cut loss. So this is where you want to use the Robie FA collections, okay? But let's talk about the stop loss first. So let's say you buy a certain stock, okay? And let's say you buy some volatile stock, maybe like Ban West, which is a high risk, okay? We click on Ban West. Then you go on to the so-called exit strategy, right? Now take a note, okay? So earlier on, let me just bring this up again. So let me just show you Ban West, okay? I type it in here and I hit this one up. So Ban West, then I look at the exit strategy, okay? Exit strategy. So assuming I have Ban West, so the question is, how do I want to exit? So from here, Ban West is above the ATR stop loss, okay, and it's been very strong, still in the green Pentagon, you can see. Of course, you need to match this back to the chart, so you can look into the so-called stock chart here, right? So from here onwards, you can see Ban West been going up very nicely, right? You can see all this, but right now, I would think that at the height here, you can see we have diminishing volume. All right, let me just move this again. So you have diminishing volume. The market started to pan back down here, right? So after hitting up thrust, market couldn't go higher. So it's a weakness. You don't want to be going too far right now in here. On the left-hand side here, this is where your green Pentagon is, and then hoping for it to go further. May not be. So right now you can look into the what we call the exit strategy. Okay, so the exit strategy here now is 70.5 cents. No, 70.5 cents is your support. You can look at R1, 79 cents. R2 is 18.9 cents. So definitely you can key that into your so-called target. All right, and one of the way we do the target, we'll cover another session using the alert. So you can go to the watch list, you can type in Ban West. Okay, so let's say I have Bursa here, I put into Ban West, and I need to write down the, just now was, what was the price just now? Write down on a piece of paper, so I can put in Ban West. Okay, let's say it's 90 cents. Okay, 90 cents. And okay, let's go on to all. Okay, Ban West. Oh, it's not KLSE. I remove. Okay, I gotta remove this. Okay, I think I spotted something. I wonder why. Okay, let's 3A. New alert. Borneo West. One more time. Oh no, this list is I gotta create a new list. Okay, so I change this to Bursa, and I put in Bursa, then I put in the name Bursa KLCI today. Okay, so I create a new list. You can see I create a new list, then I add Ban West inside. So now I add KLCI. Yeah, that's one. No alert configured. So I put in alert, and I put in Ban West. So Ban West, and I go on all alert. All right, so once you have it in there, you can actually change that one too. Okay, so just play around with it and you probably know how it works. Now of course we also have our admin. If you need to send FAQ to our admin, we are there to help you. All right, so use the ATR stop loss and the weekly support for that matter. Okay, now question 3 is what type of stock and market are best suited for Pentagon Guider in SmartRobie. Now do take note, a lot of the stocks that we pick up, all right, are based on price and volume, and it has strong liquidity, large volume, at least 10,000 lots with market cap above 350 million. So if you look at the Pentagon Guider list that you have here, right, you can see from here CIMB, MBank, SDH, these are very, very strong companies. So you look at 5285, all right, 5285. Okay, let me just show you where I came from. Go back to the list, go Pentagon Guider. All right, then you have 5285, 2488, which is the Alliance Bank. So SD Guthrie, 5285, and then you go to the stock chart, stock comment. All right, this one has a win rate of 55.6%, which is something new that we added. So you can see from here, okay, so the chart has moved up nicely here, right, since the green pentagon, but closes around 475. Okay, so that's the chart that we have. So it's still positive, I would say. All right, let's go on to the next question that we have. Right, and also do take note, Pentagon Guider is identifying breakout with volume. All right, all those stocks that you see with Pentagon Guider has breakout with volume, means the market started to move up. Now question 4 is, what backtesting data and historical performance metric does SmartRobie provide for Pentagon Guider, and how can a user evaluate effectiveness over time? Now one of the ways we do that is looking at the win-loss rate. Okay, the win-loss rate and average gain over losses and the monthly performance over different time frame. Now for beginners, they may not take this seriously, but for us to test out a system, you need to know how often that you win with the monthly performance. So this is from our website. So if you go into our website, every month the Pentagon Guider generate about 97-64 trade ideas. These are like buy, call. September we generated about 64. Win rate are considered when it goes up at least 4.5%. So if the market from the green pentagon go up 4.5, we consider it as a win. So from then onwards, we are able to have 32 trades. Okay, 32 trades in the winning. So how much is the top? Let me just bring out the home. So you just go over to tradevsa.com and you can see all the statistics here. All right, you can scroll it right at the middle. And what we always show you that is usually in the month of September between 1% to 24.74%. Okay, now remember this is after a period of 3 to 4 weeks. After a period of 3 to 4 weeks, you can see the market did close with 0.25, right? And for those that it has made 4.5%, it closed at 1.62. Highest gain is about 24.6%, 21.10. So generally we say that usually if you do hit maybe something between the 8 to 10%, that is a good trade to be exiting, because the highest price gain for each trade is about 7 to 8%. So at 8%, you need to generally take profit, and it has a win rate of about 60% in here. That's basically telling you how well the market has traded. All right, so let's look at this week for the Pentagon Guider trade idea. We have MYEG. Now we have also Maybank. I think out from that, I think Maybank will be the better stock pick so far, the way I call it, due to the charts. Okay, so you can see here just turn green pentagon, right? And on my chart here, just turn green pentagon. So this looks pretty good, but the market came down slightly, but I think it's still okay. You can see from here green pentagon. Okay, next we have all right, next we have what other stocks we have here. We have Maybank going back there. Bursa looks pretty good, 1818. Okay, I click on 18, click the stock chart, stock comment. Switch to a wider chart here. Right, and you can see Bursa also turned green pentagon and started to move sideways yet, because I said before, a lot of this were due to the reluctantness of our market able to move higher. Yeah, so that's where we are right now. And then sadly, the KLCI does paint a picture how much this market can go higher. Okay, let's go over to US, so you can scroll through and see which one you fit. Now do take note, the percentage of winning for each trade is around the 50 to 60% with the 4.5% win rate. So generally, if you have 7 to 8%, you want to already take profit. Okay, then we go on to the US market. So you click on the Bursa to US market, right? And this is where we are at the US market. Let me just show you what I mean here. All right, so let's go to click on and hit US. Then we go to the Pentagon Guider. These are your buy stock call for buying. So we have URL, we have Newmont, we have Alco, CXK, McDonald. Oh, Apple is in here, right? AABV, Allstate, Teradyne, Jazz, Vitrix, whole lot of list. Of course, my favorite will be Apple. Okay, hit Apple. And let's look at stock chart, stock comment. Hit that one. It has a win rate of 42%. Okay, so let's see. So you can see from here, let's switch to a 1 month chart. Apple tonight has, it's a bit crammed off, unfortunately, with the chart, but I think after the market close, the calculation will be better. So right now, the market is down 1.3%, 23074. Okay, that's where we are having right now. Okay, let's look at another chart. Maybe CXK. Okay, I don't know what they do, to be frank with you, this one. But 25% win rate, and I will look at the stock fundamentals. So what do they do? This one is large cap. Oh, it's an industrial. Okay, so let's look at the stock. Chart stock comment here. 25% win rate only. Okay, this one chart looks better. You can see since green pentagon, the market started to move higher here. The market started to move higher, so that's a good one. Today is up 0.9% since the green pentagon. Okay, so you need to do a bit of homework on your side. Of course, if you want to stick to the more popular one, look for the Pentagon Guider, right? Things that you would know, like McDonald's. Okay, McDonald's in there. Let's hit McDonald's. All right, let's go to the stock chart, stock comment. But it's not going to be cheap. McDonald's, 16.7% win rate only, very low win rate, and you can see McDonald's is also going through this cycle here. All right, let's switch to a 1 month chart, and you can see the market is also making downwards. Okay, now this one is a bit pressed, so okay. So I think that's all we have for tonight. Those charts later on we will look into it. And let's look at the Philip buy call this week. Okay, some of Philip buy call that we have, and we just want to check where are the market looking at. Okay, let me just make a note here. Okay, first one we have is turn our attention to Sky World. Wait, Sky World don't have SKY. I think this is a relative new stock. It's not in here. Okay, so it's not in here. Gotta get my guys to look into it. Then we have Top Glove. Okay, let's look at the stock chart, stock comment. Okay, so let's look at the stock chart for Top Glove and rotating it. Yeah, it's turned green Pentagon, and since it's been up slightly, so not too bad, and there's a lot of good news behind it. I think this one may move. Okay, we also have Pekat. Let's look into Pekat itself. And stock chart, stock comment here. So I'm just going to switch it out. 62.5% win rate. Oh, Pekat is only, I think now is because the server is processing the charts. So that's why you are getting only one. I think give it another 5 minutes, you'll be fine with that one. Try one more time. Okay, maybe try another stocks. Okay, we have Genting Malaysia. Stock chart, stock comment. Also processing. This is usually happen when we are processing the chart. I think that also happening to the Apple stocks as we are processing the chart after the market closes around 10 o'clock in here to be ready for tomorrow. Okay, what we have, we also have Dayang. Let's take a look at Dayang. Maybe Dayang has been already completed. Yeah, Dayang is done. So let's take a look at Dayang. So you can see from Dayang, unfortunately Dayang has a red pentagon. Okay, so always whenever you see buy call by a lot of the broker houses, make sure you check it with SmartRobie. All right, so that's all we have for tonight. I think this is just ask me anything on SmartRobie, and perhaps next week we will come back with more questions on SmartRobie. We are promoting now, right, SmartRobie, as it's a product regulated by Securities Commission, so that's the direction we are going. And of course, the 2 more weeks to the US presidential election, so expect the market to be volatile, as we said already before. But after the results of the presidential election, you will see a much better trend going forward. No doubt, KLSE has still room to go higher, but we're still in the correction mode here. November Bursa is the most bullish. Use Pentagon guide as a guide. Trade over to US with the weakening ringgit. Okay, now the ringgit has strengthened. It's going to get weakened going forward. It's already 4.3. Didn't tell you. Trade over to the US market and trade well and live well with smarter trading. All right, so that's all we have for tonight. Do apologize for some of the charts because it is still going through processing for the end of the day, and tomorrow we'll come back to it. And don't forget to join our Telegram chat room for all stock market information. That's all we have on SmartRobie. Good day, and thank you for watching.